Good morning, everybody. Welcome to Take 10. This is a fun, creative playdate kind of time where we just play with supplies, usually centered around one theme, and we don't really worry about the ending product. We just have fun with the process, and it's really a great way to get to know your supplies and to try some new techniques. So good morning, Bethany. Good morning, Vicki, and welcome. And you guys, good morning, Erin. You guys feel free to comment. Sometimes I'm able to look over and catch some of the comments, and sometimes I miss them. So I'll make sure to try to read them afterwards. It has already been a zany morning. I've already done about 10,000 things, I feel like. So I'm really excited to sit down here and do some play. Good morning. So today's theme is a little bit different than what we have been doing. I'm centering around a color, and that's going to be the theme for this week and next week. And I think sometimes it is a good challenge to push yourself outside of your comfort zone and just play with some different colors, some shades of colors, and see how your different supplies in that color kind of react with each other. So in that case, today's color is going to be blue. I'm going to be starting with some watercolor. I have some acrylic paint pulled out over here, one Dilution shimmer spray, which I love. And then I actually have, as I throw it on the ground, I have a stencil pulled out that I'm going to play with that you can see apparently is already tinted blue from another project. So I'm going to set my timer for 10 minutes and we will get going. And as we get started, let me know, what colors do you kind of steer away from? What colors do you not like to use in your crafting? Because sometimes I think those are the ones that you have to push yourself a little bit more to experiment with. So think on that. Let me know. Alexa, set a timer for 10 minutes.
10 minutes, starting now.
All right, and we're going to get started. I'm going to start out, I'm actually painting with just water right here, and I'm painting some circles just for a fun technique. Now, I'm just going to do 3 circles up here to start with, and I'm going to play with some blues. And this is a fun way to kind of experiment. You just drop the color into the circle, and it stays within the boundary of your water. Oh, I see lots of oranges. You love, Alicia, you're a girl after my own heart. I love all of the colors. I mean, I guess maybe browns are harder for me to use, but I did just do a whole coffee thing on brown, trying to use brown. So I'm just trying to see how these colors will mix. Get a really dark one mixed in here. And I like just watching the color move. Now, this isn't watercolor paper, so it's not going to move quite the same manner. But I'll tell you, this is a really good technique, a really relaxing technique. If you're wanting to just play, but you're not sure what you want to do, try doing some circles. Stored in rainbow order. Oh, you'll see the stencil, I promise. I'll put it. Now I'm also just going to do a line right here. And I'm going to try to fade. So these are my koi watercolors, which I love. And weird thing is that I've never done a color swatch of them. I've had them so long. So I'm going to try to do an ombre color thing over here. And I'm using just a ton of water just because I really want things to mix and move on the page. Just playing with colors. I love playing with watercolor in this way, where you put the color down first and then just let everything else kind of mix around that. And then you can also, if I were to lift up my page, there's so much water on this page that it would just drip down, which is fun to do also. If I just add just water underneath, it just pulls that down, which is a lot of fun to play with. And just sticking with the blue kind of theme, I'm going to add some more circles, and this time I'm going to be more specific. I'm going to add just some different color circles everywhere. I'm not sure why the circle motif today, but it is what I was feeling. And then blue turned out to be really appropriate for our weather here in Northern Virginia today. You take it. That's a good idea to keep your color swatches in a TN. Alicia was saying, I have been like a color swatching fiend, and I totally have been color swatching, and I just haven't ever gone back to this particular set of watercolors for some reason. It's okay. Sometimes you just start to know a set really well, and it's just not necessary. But I should probably take the time to, like, I don't know, mix and match them. Good morning, Carol. All right, now I'm gonna drip. Let's drip this way. Let's see what happens. Ooh, see how they kind of connected? That's super fun. And I just like seeing the colors move on the page. It can be super relaxing, super inspiring to see how they kind of work together. So let me grab, oh, you know what? I might not have a paper towel. I ran out of paper. I have to use, this looks random, a paper towel from my trash. I promise it's not dirty with anything except paint and gesso from yesterday's art journal project. Okay, I'm going to, this is not dry, but because of time, I am going to play with my stencil here. And I'm going to try paint scraping over a stencil with blues and just seeing how that works. I'm pulling out my pixie spray because I don't know how I stencil without it anymore. And let's do kind of a random shape in the middle. Of course it's wet, so the pixie spray is not sticking well. Okay, these are some Jane Davenport acrylics. And I do like her acrylic paint a lot because it dries flat. And if you are into art journaling, then you know that it's way easier to write over the top of something that dries flat. Your pages don't stick together. You're color swatching your gelatos. That's awesome. See, color swatching is important, and playing and getting to know your colors. Oh, look how messy. Messy already. Okay, so I'm going to try this because honestly, I don't know that I've ever tried it over a stencil. And because I'm just laying anyway, I thought, let's see what happens. Let's do some of the light blue. Definitely not as solid of coverage, so I'm not sure I'm going to like how that, oh, that did a little bit better. I don't know how it'll seep under. Let's see how this looks over here. And some of the lighter blue. Good morning, Angie. All right, you guys, this is a messy page today, but fun, I think. Okay, let's see how that did. Let me pull it up. Okay, so not the cleanest stencil impression, but I do like how the colors ombre into each other. I think that is a lot of fun. I'm going to play with my shine right here, and actually, I'm just going to drip it like this. That makes sense. And I'm gonna do it, I was gonna do it, yeah, along the edges, right here. And what I'm wanting to do is come back. Some of this is already wet. I wanna come back with my spray and kind of make little fireworks out of that blue shimmer. Let's see if I have any water in here. Yes, yay. I love watching it just kind of, yeah, explode around the page. That is fun. That is fun to see, guys. Yeah, with the texture paste, it would have. It's a little bit thicker acrylic, the Jane Davenport is. And the texture paste, like it says in the name, has its own texture for sure. And so I wasn't really feeling how that would work, and I wanted to just keep it simple. This page is getting. So, this page, hot mess, for sure. Not something to write home about, but you can take sections of this and repurpose it into other projects for sure. Now it's like super wet, so I can't even close my book. So that was not the best planning on my part, but that's okay. it is just fun to play with the shades of a color. I think it would be fun to come back over the top of this with some white. If you continue to spread it out and maybe add some more, that would actually is a really good idea. I'm going to add some stenciling over to some other parts of the page, kind of having it hang off of the page. And you could come in with one big bold word or one big image. You know what I mean? Like, what if I had this entire page that was like blue textures and just blue playing in the background and then a bright yellow bird in the middle? And that would really contrast and stand out and give you, I don't know, just some extra interest. Or you stick with blue and maybe add one small word in the bottom corner. It's almost like it turns into like a Where's Waldo, like where is the focal point on the page? And that can be fun to play with as well. Adding some more. I really like how the acrylic paint is blending. It might be hard to see on the camera, but it's blending in a super cool way with all of these shades, which I'm really into. I think it makes for a cool idea. And in the end, there's just nothing better than getting messy with your paints and having fun. So now I've tried this technique. This I got a little sloppy. This one is kind of cool because even though it looks embossed, let me see if I can lift this up so you guys can see. It's seeped under. It's going to be hard to get the light, but it almost looks embossed because it did seep under, which is kind of neat. So it's fun to play with these different ideas. Sticking to one color helps you limit your supplies and maybe try some supplies in some different ways. So I come through here and try to get some on this side. Now it's just getting messy. Now I'm just getting crazy over here. Alexa, stop timer. Let me add some more right here. I'm getting really heavy-handed with this acrylic, so it's definitely seeping under. And then I can just probably take my stencil. I'm imagining there's a little bit, adding a little bit. Ooh, that's fun. Look at that. Just over on this side on this random colored page. That's a fun thing too, just to use up what is in your book. So, yes, it's messy and crazy, and that is some of the fun about it. Now I'm just filling in space. All right, blue. There it is. Oh, you guys, I left my wedding ring. Y'all have to remind me. I leave my wedding ring on, and then I have to go get it cleaned eventually. All right. That's blue. Pull out a color. Pick a color that you are not into and blend it out. If you're not into oranges, I saw a lot of that. Blend your orange into yellow. Do orange and yellow on a page. See if you can fall in love with orange a little bit more. If brown is your deal, brown, go into creams, I think maybe even mixing two colors, but staying with a simple color palette can be a lot of fun to play with. And so this is actually a pretty fun background that I could cut up and use in a different way or continue to add to, which I think is pretty cool. And it's a good way to start your Tuesday. So this stencil, I believe, is from Crafter's Workshop. So I picked it up over the summer at a scrapbook expo, and I believe that's where it's from. So, all right. Have fun playing today, ladies. Tomorrow. Next week, the color is green because it's St. Patrick's Day on Tuesday. So next week, we'll be playing with green in a different way than this because I have kind of a fun idea on how to change it up for St. Patrick's Day playtime. So I hope you all have a fantastic day. Continue to let me know what colors challenge you and which ones you have might be having a baby before I leave work. Oh my goodness, Nancy. Let me know which colors you love, which colors that challenge you, and maybe we can conquer those colors together. Have a great day. Thanks, everybody. Keep it creative.